Hi, welcome back to our Fishy family. I hope you're checking out those other videos. Today we're going to talk about planted aquariums, or the fish that you can't keep with them. We've got a few here in the fish room that I get to show you. But yeah, let's get into the plant destroyers. Right, let's get into these plant destroyers. Now, this list isn't exclusive, but I mean, if you keep them fish, then you'll know that their personalities are all completely different. And while some of these on the list may work for you or someone you know, these have a habit of always coming back to strip your leaves or plants. So yeah, let's start. First off, I don't think this is going to be a huge surprise to a lot of people. Oscars. Now, obviously, Oscars are huge. They grow quickly. There are massive, massive eaters and dirty eaters as well. We'll have some footage up here of some of our Oscars. But they also think they are interior designers, but kind of like an interior designer that's the size of a rhino. They are literally a bull in the china shop. Now, while they don't actually eat plants, they are carnivorous in their diet. They will pull one out and move it around if they don't like where it is, or if they're feeling that way inclined. They have huge personalities and are a very popular choice for as a wet pet because of their personalities and the interaction you can have with them. But yeah, plants aren't always a great option. They'll either uproot them by swimming through them, or they'll just pull them out because they want to. Number 2 on our list is the silver dollar. It is actually part of the piranha family, but it's the harbor. It's the herbivore type. It's herbivorous. Now, this includes the spotted, striped, the red hook. If it is a silver dollar, it will be ravenous and completely strip your leaves. It will destroy a planted aquarium. So I know of stories where they've been known to eat plastic plants. So for a second, let that sink in. Plastic plants will be stripped by silver dollars. Just think what your really expensive, nicely planted aquarium would look like after adding a silver dollar. Or a few, because they do like to stay in groups. I'd never suggest getting just one. Number 3, Haps and Buna, Lake Malawi cichlids. We don't keep African cichlids mainly because of our water parameters. It would just take so much work to get their parameters right, and that is one of the reasons why they don't do well with a planted aquarium. In that there's not many plants, or it's not very easy, let's say, to get plants to grow in a high pH, which is what the African cichlids prefer. They also tend to dig. They like a rocky hardscape, and I have heard of some success with the Java ferns, the Anubias, Vallisneria, but others said it gets eaten. So, I wouldn't risk it. That's why they're on this list. They also like a low protein diet, which hand in hand goes with plants. So, yeah, these are the vegan, vegetarian cichlids that are going to destroy your planted aquarium. And if you ever see if you go online, do your research, as I will keep mentioning about doing your research first. Very, very rarely will you see plants in with haps and umbunas. Number 4. Now, this isn't a popular choice, but it is one I thought that was worth mentioning. It's the bristlenose pleco. Now, I know that these are very, very popular in the hobby, and that while they're normally okay with the majority of plants, they also like to nibble on any sort of wide, broadleaf plants like your Amazon sword. Now, if you keep them well fed with your algae wafers and what have you, you might be getting away with it, but it only takes a small holiday, or maybe if you don't put down enough for what they want, they will put holes in your Amazon sword. So I think it's worth a mention just for how popular they are in the hobby, and it's not always known that they do like to munch on some plants. Not just the algae on the side of the tank, the big myth that they are the huge algae eaters and all the rest of it. Let's not get into that. That's another video. Number 5, we're halfway. Waru. Now, one of Emma's favourites. Everyone's heard of Waru Joey. They are a very, very beautiful cichlid. Used to be known as the poor man's discus. Don't know why, because I think they're absolutely stunning. And if you've ever bought Warus, they're not particularly cheap. They're also known as triangle cichlid. Now, these are herbivorous. They will eat anything that's green, basically, and destroy your plants down to nothing. These actually have started eating the monstera that grows emerged from our tank that we have our Waru in. If you can catch them right now, you can see that these are actually trying to pull the root of the Monstera deliciosa. I think that's the name. Again, we will butcher Latin names. Yep, absolutely munching away on that root, and they've pulled it down. I checked the stalk. They've pulled it down, and it looks like munched celery. These will absolutely destroy your plants. Number 6, it's the Buenos Aires tetra. Now, this was a bit of a shock, and I found this during research, because most tetras, they're great with planted tanks. They shoal, they go in and out of the plants. Yeah, they go hand in hand. But there are a few that are salad munchers. Mostly, they like to eat insects or, meat matter, carnivores. But no, the Buenos Aires tetra, which we don't keep, are the absolute worst offenders and will make light work of your lovely planted aquarium. So avoid Buenos Aires tetras. We're up to number 7 now, guys. Severums. Absolutely love severums, I do. Emma as well. We have a red spotted. We have a notorious, a liberifer. We have a gold severum. I think we've still got a rockkeel. Yes, we have a rockkeel severum as well. I know we had a large rockkeel that unfortunately we just lost. But anyway, that's another story. So these are peaceful. They're large. They do get very large. And mostly, I say mostly peaceful because my liberifer is an absolute butthead. But anyway, these are an absolute no-no when put with plants. Now, every type we've tried, Java fern, because apparently it's a little bit hardier and it doesn't taste nice. Balusteria. I'm going to try and name some plants here, but literally every Anubias, slow growing, they will take it right down to the rhizome. They will absolutely destroy any plant. These are 100% a no-no in a planted aquarium. Severums are plant eaters. Up to number 8. I feel like I'm doing the pops, like the chart show. And at number 4, number 8. Anyway, we have goldfish. We don't keep cold water fish. And I know these are one of the most abused fish in the hobby because people just don't care for them. They don't think they deserve or need anything other than a very small aquarium with cold water. And it couldn't be further from the truth, but we'll get into that in another video. Now, some people say that they have a bit of success, but I have heard that goldfish will uproot your plants. They'll eat them, and although they may be fine day in, day out, it only takes either adding one that likes plants, and they will all follow suit and start eating your plants, and they just don't go hand in hand with a planted aquarium. So I'd avoid goldfish. I'd avoid goldfish and let's not get into that. Now, these are fast becoming my favorites. Now, number 9, Vieja cichlids. Some people pronounce it differently. I'm going with Vieja, and I hope I'm right. Now we have a few. We have a Argentius, which I think isn't actually a Vieja, but they've changed its name. I'll try and find out where it is because I can't think of it right now. But we have a Culacoda, which is a black belt cichlid. We have a Gutulata sus. Gutulatus? Yeah, why not? Keep laughing. Come on, I know you're laughing. Gutulatus Vieja, that's another one. We have a Hartvigi. There's lots. And yeah, like I said, they're fast becoming my favorites. Now, they're not all herbivores, but it goes without saying, they'll absolutely cane your plants. They dig in the substrate, especially if they're breeding or showing breeding behavior. And if I'm honest, I genuinely think, having had these fish and really, really watching them and really enjoying them, I think they do it because they want to. I genuinely think they see you put plants in, They know how much you've spent on them. They know how much you're wanting them to thrive and grow. And I think they sense that and just destroy them because they can. We've reached number 10, so if you're still with me, much appreciated because I've got a bit of a cold and I don't know if you can sense that in my voice. I'm all bunged up. But the Tanganyikan cichlid is at number 10, also known as a Shelley's, but I will include Tropheus amongst these. Um, Now, the thing with Tanganyikan cichlids is that they like a pH of between like 8.3 and 9.3. Now, most plants prefer softer water. So instantly, they're just not compatible. The other thing with Tanganyikans, with Shelleys, like the multifasciatus, also known as the Maltese, um, they dig. They will rearrange your tank whatever way they want. They're absolute rescapers. So if you're trying to put plants in there, obviously they're going to get uprooted, moved around, and put wherever they want to and discarded. The Tropheus, I know for a fact, will absolutely eat your plants. That's what they do. I think like Lake Tanganyika and some of the fish, the cichlids there, their jaws have adapted to pull away the algae from the rocks, so they're designed to eat your plants. Now, I've also heard that you can, with Anubias and Java ferns, you can stick them to rocks, as you all know, or tie them to rocks, and that way they won't be uprooted. But I think you are running a risk, and why run a risk if you're gonna? Why run a risk? So your Tanganyikan cichlids, your Tropheus, amongst others, I would say absolute no-no with planted aquarium. Well, we've reached the end of the video. Thanks for watching, and I hope you found the video useful, helpful in any way. If you've got any experience with any of these type of fish, or if you've got something that you'd like to add to your from your own experience, drop it in the comments below. We'd love to hear from you. And consider giving the video a like, subscribe, the notification bell. We're enjoying the process. We're having fun making these videos, and we're loving the interaction we're having with you guys and how the channel's growing. And you're all part of that. So I appreciate it, and see you on the next one. Thanks a lot.